What is up, fellow Bulls fans? Welcome to the Bulls on a Run podcast, coming at you with a new video. But before we get into the video, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and also turn on the notification bell so that you can be in the loop for weekly Bulls content. Now, in today's video, we're talking about some of the most challenging things that the Bulls have to face going into next season, and why that is important for this team to overcome those things. Now, as we know by now, the Bulls schedule was released last week, and we know that the Bulls actually have one of the toughest schedules in the whole NBA, and they actually have the most miles traveled, with over 25,000 miles that they have to travel when it comes to road games. And they have 14 different, in the first half of the season, they have about 14 back-to-backs. They have so many different obstacles that's standing in their way for this up and coming season, even to the point where in the first 10 games they actually play three of the best teams in the NBA. They actually play the Boston Celtics twice in the first 2 months of the NBA season, and also we meet the Bucks next. We actually meet the Bucks in November. For our first meeting against them. So this team has a lot of different challenges that they have to face in the beginning part of the season. Now, the key to overcoming those things, those challenges that they have to face, it really comes down to the depth of the team and how they can perform coming off the bench. We saw last season that it was times where the Chicago Bulls fell into this hole where they allowed DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine to play iso ball for the majority of the game, while the other players were standing in the corner and being fatigued and just not really looking like they're interested in being a part of the offense. I'm not sure if that's coaching or just the players in general not being involved in the offense themselves. I'm not sure if that's just the play calls that are being played or what it is, but it needs to change, because that is the downfall of this team. That is why this team have so many games where they fall, where they can't come back. They crawl themselves in a hole and they can't return from it. That is the reason why that takes place, because of the stagnance in the offense that happens during the season. Now, if we come into the season and we don't allow players, our young players like Lonzo Ball, like Alex Caruso, like Patrick Williams, if we don't allow those players to come in and be impactful early in the game, it will not be well for this team. If we just allow DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine to ISO, the Bulls team will not be as active in the game as they should be. If we just allow DeMar DeRozan to ISO and space the floor with the other players and allow him to basically do whatever he wants, if that's the offense going through the season, then by the end of the season, we will pretty much see what happened last year, where the Bulls started off as one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. But as time went on, they started to become fatigued and allow the games to just falter away, them to lose multiple games in a row and their win streaks to go away. And they only won, I believe, 12 to 13 games after the All-Star break. So they basically just became fatigued. Now, to solve that is by involving the whole team as a whole on the offense and defensive end, to allow players like they might not see a lot of playing time, allow them to come in and be an impact. Players like Javonte Green, players like Derrick Jones Jr., those players that are on the bench that are not seeing as much minutes in the starting rotation, allow those teams to come in and be a part of the offense. And also, another thing that the Bulls have to do going into the season is everyone must know their role. Everyone must play their role accordingly. As Billy Donovan being the coach, his job is basically to create the offense that utilizes the strengths of each player on this team. If he doesn't do that, then everyone that's not being used in the offense is basically being misused. We need to see more screen and roll action between Lonzo Ball and Vucevic. We need to see more pick and roll offense with DeMar DeRozan. We need to see more backdoor cuts from Zach LaVine. We need to see more driving opportunities opened up for players like Zach LaVine, players like Lonzo Ball. We need to see Alex Caruso showing off his athleticism, going to the paint, drawing fouls, and spotting up for threes. We need to see a lot more from this team. Specifically in the starting lineups, this offense must really flow together so that by the end of the season, we won't see this team become stagnant like they did last season. Now, this is a tough team. This is a tough season ahead, Bulls fans. So this is really what it comes down to. This is really how this team can overcome the challenges that they face. They must rely on each other. They must not fall into their ways of playing iso ball and allowing DeMar and Zach to bring them back, and allowing DeMar to basically eat the last 2 quarters of the game. No, we need to utilize each player according to their strengths, and we need to use the acquisitions that we acquired this offseason to really propel this team far within this Eastern Conference. Thank you for watching. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Hope everyone have a good day. Peace.